On Sunday, the 8th of December 2024, Chelsea will travel to 3 Points Lane. Tottenham Stadium for a Premier League game and a London derby against Tottenham on their carpet. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the behind, but that's, by the way, we're here to try to correctly predict Enzo Maresca's starting 11 on that day. So follow me and let's get into it. Without wasting much of your time, this is going to be an easy one. Why do I say it's going to be an easy one? You could argue that we've pretty much gotten a hold of the selection pattern for Enzo Maresca's lineup. So let's get into it without wasting much of your time. Between the sticks, Jadon Sancho will come back into the fold. He will take his place. I get it. Philip Jorgensen did really well against Southampton, but the truth remains the manager has made it clear even at that Jadon Sancho is still the #1 goalkeeper for the Premier League games, and he will definitely be guarding the sticks against Tottenham or at the 3 Points Lane. Yeah, I said it. If it comes back to bite me in the behind, so be it. But that's, by the way, left back position, no other person than Marc Cucurella. I think Cucurella will take his place. We need him in this game. No other player has fulfilled the left back role better than Marc Cucurella since the arrival of Enzo Maresca. So Cucurella will keep his place as the starting left back, and I think he'd be the one. I don't think he'd be the one inverting. I think he'd operate more like a traditional fullback and won't risk too much because Tottenham they have a lot of pacey players, so I don't think it makes sense to risk too much, especially on that left hand side. Right back, I think would see Casado start there, but he'd be inverting a lot, just like he did against Aston Villa, and he wasn't perfect, but defensively he did help us to ensure he did make sure we didn't conceive unnecessary a goal on that day. So I think he starts in the right back position, but you will see him inverting towards the central area more often than Cucurella will on that day. So yeah, I think Casado starts in the right back position, and for the two starting centre backs, Colwell will come in, and the giveaway, it's simple. He didn't play midweek. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the case. Who starts with him? I still think the Sissi will start, and I'm going to try to explain why I think he starts, even though I'd rather Tosin Adarabi or you start in that game, and that's because the Sissi, in the absence of Wesley Fofana, he brings balance to the centre-back pairing because he can be aggressive. He's excellent aerially. He brings physicality and aggression, and whoever pairs him, whether that ends up becoming Colwell or Benoit Badiashile, it'd be a perfect balance. But I think it's going to be Colwell anyway. I think the C starts here, and mind you that with the application where Casado inverts centrally, will be playing with the back three, which was why I said Cucurella will operate more like a traditional fullback rather than invert or be bumping forward here and then. I think it'd be more of a back three with the Sissi operating more like a right centre back than a central centre back there, if that makes sense. So for the 2-6s, I think not minding the application, we've gotten used to calling these the starting application, the 4-2-3-1 structure. We call it the starting structure, and at the end of the game, that's when we usually pay attention to the average positioning of the players to understand what structure we use on that day or for that particular game. But that's, by the way, 2-6s. I think Lavia gets to play. Some reports suggest that he underwent a light training, but then videos are showing him training properly with his teammates, so I think he starts. I'd argue would see a similar 11, would see the same 11 that played against Aston Villa, with the exception of what's his name, Wesley Fofana, who's out injured. So I think Lavia starts, and let me just bring Lavia down here. Let's see, Lavia here, and of course Enzo Fernandez, who's in excellent form. I think he starts, so I'm going to do Enzo Fernandez here. Enzo, Yep, correct. And again, as usual, Cole Ice Palmer. I think Palmer will take the number 10 position here. So I'm going to go Cole Palmer here. Yeah, we've gotten maybe the easier part is choosing one of the easiest position to select here. I think is the 10 role. I think he's starting. I think he's playing the number 10 role. How he applies himself on the pitch. That's a different thing altogether. But with the starting structure, he'd be in the number 10 position. Right wing, I think Pedro Neto comes into the fold, except if I think he's fine. In my opinion, we haven't seen anything or heard anything that suggests that he's not going to be available for this game. So I'm going to go Neto here, Pedro Neto. Yep, he starts here. During our live show earlier today, people were suggesting that definitely that Noni Madueke will start this game. Chances are I would end up saying that. Chances are Neto comes on. So yeah, it gets a bit tricky in the forward area. Pedro Neto, we're not too sure if he's fully fit. Noni Madueke, he got a goal and assist and the man of the match in our last game. So chances are he starts. But I'd rather Pedro Neto start there. But we wait and see what the manager does. Mudryk, not too sure if he's going to be fully fit to start this game, given the fact that he wasn't even on the bench for our game against Southampton in the Premier League, our last game to be more specific. I think Sancho starts this one. In my opinion, I'd say most likely Sancho. Then 9, Nicholas Jackson comes in, definitely. Why am I too sure about that? He didn't play against Southampton. He was on the bench, warmed up, but didn't eventually come on. So that's it for me. And if you think we're going to see certain players in certain positions and not the players that I've selected, you go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. And that's it from me today. Once again, my name is Coachella. Please make sure to drop a like on the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. See you guys next time. Cheers.